Hi people, we meet again. Today I would like to share my experience as an individual, young person at that time, years ago, building my life and the mistakes that I made. Initially, I made a lot of right decisions in life. I built a life that was very small, a life where I had very little debts, a life where we lived in a very peaceful and small way. Yeah, I just started a new job at that time. I was working for a Japanese multinational corporation. And I had one daughter. We lived in our own small house. It was an apartment. Things were great. Things were great. But as people say, unless you have gone through the experience of going through the mistakes in life, you will never learn. So over the years, my life changed for the better. I landed a better job in a government linked agency, and I had a lot of money in my hands. So I decided to upgrade to a better place, upgrade to a better life, a larger life. But remember, as we upgrade, not the entirety of that life will be funded by our earnings. The credit cards will come in. That is where the dangers would begin. So basically, when you decide to build your life, if you are in your 20s or 30s right now, you should listen to this. As you start building your life, ask yourself, what is the size of life you want? Do you want a simple life where you live in a small town and go through day-to-day things, doing everything that you want, but on a smaller scale, compared to living a larger than life kind of life, doing everything that you want on a larger scale? Because the first option, where you do everything on a smaller scale, would probably not leave you with debts. But the second option, where you start looking at things on a bigger perspective, probably will land you in debts. Why? Because remember, our lives do not remain constant. There'll be ups, there'll be downs. There'll be times you are employed, there are times you will not be employed. There'll be times where you'll be flying high in your career, there'll be times that you'll be jobless. So what happens if you have built a huge life, larger than life, funded by credit cards from banks? The day you no longer have a proper source of income, which can be due to layoff, could be due to illnesses, could be anything, or old age. Like me, I'm 60 and I'm finding it very hard to get employed. And I'm not surprised, because nobody wants to hire an old person, because in their mind that this person doesn't know how to live life, doesn't know how to keep up with technology. This person doesn't know how to be tech savvy, don't know how to use mobile phone, don't know how to use all these gadgets. So it's very difficult to find an employment at this age. So imagine if I had built a larger than life kind of life, a very beautifully renovated house, all funded by the bank, a big car. For whom? It's only me who travels in the car, and I've got a big car. Okay, supposing I don't have one. I have a very small old car, 17-year-old car. I would probably be up till here, stuck in debts. So if you are at the early stage of your career, early part of your life, I didn't have anyone to advise me. So you at least have a chance to listen to what I'm sharing. Okay, so think about it. What is the size of life that you want to build? Can you go for a holiday if you have a small life? Yes, you can. But probably you will not stay in a 6-star hotel. You'll be traveling budget, but traveling. All right? You probably will not be flying in business class or first class, in economy, which is probably safer. Maybe near the tail, maybe safer. Yeah. I don't know. So At this point in time in your life, if you have not decided how big or how small your life is going to be, it's how small does not mean that you are going to be in a job that pays very low salary. No, you could be in a job that pays you maybe a few $100,000 a year, but you can choose to build a small life. Like I know a person who was making a hell lot of money, but that person did not live in the city. He lived about 2.5 hours away from the city, in a small town called Malacca, in his own land, own house, where everything is inexpensive. The place where I live is inexpensive. You can bring like I would say $30 and buy enough groceries to last you for 2 weeks. That's how cost effective this life is. So if you are at that stage in life where you are just starting out, or you are at the stage where you think that I have to decide how I want to build my life, then take a moment to reflect on it. Do you want a huge life, larger than life kind of life, or you want just a small tiny life where the cost is low and you don't have to spend your nights worrying about how do I pay this, how do I pay that? All right? So we all have these options in life, and the choices that you make will determine the quality of life that you're going to live. For me, I made a lot of mistakes. I have lived a small life which was very peaceful, and then I moved to a larger than life kind of life where I saw I lost my peace because debts were mounting. But by then, at the age of 35 onwards, it's a bit too late to reset. So if you are at the stage where you are still able to reset or design, go for it. Design a life that does not give you debts and make you lose sleep at night. It will not be good if you are staying in a home where you have to worry about the mortgage and you have no job, or your job does not pay you enough to pay the mortgage and live a life. It will not be good. All right? So, take your time, take a moment, reflect on this. Ask yourself, does it make sense to build a huge life, strived with debts, or build a small life with low debts? For me, I've learned my lesson. I'm moving towards zero debt, and I really, really, really look forward to years towards the end of my lifetime, years without worries. All right, folks. Have a good day, have a good weekend. I'll see you in another video next week.